Hey guys, welcome back to another Origins TCG deck guide. Today we've got our last deck, which is the Move deck, and it's also one of my favorite, actually probably is my favorite mechanic in the game. Unfortunately, the deck itself isn't as strong as some of these other ones, and we can go into a little bit why that is, but let's go ahead and check out the cards themselves, see what they do. So the idea is, of course, to move cards around to kind of surprise your opponents, and to, like, certain cards benefit from it, certain cards are just capable of it. So like Rue, Hare, and Dorothy, they have the movement ability, so you throw them out, they can move once. Dorothy can move once per round, but the other two can just move once, and the idea is to surprise the opponent. And at least with Rue and Hare, usually you use it to trade. So if I throw out Hare round one, or sorry, Rue round one, ideally it's probably best if I block something and kill it. So like a lot of the round one cards, like Card Soldier, is 2-1, so he will kill that and not die, and then now you can move him to another spot where maybe he does damage or he's able to trade with another card. So ideally you get like a 2-for-1 out of him. Hare is pretty similar. He has first strike and move, so first strike is he attacks first. When it comes to their turn in the when it resolves and it comes to his lane's turn, his first strike will activate. He'll do his damage. If his opponent doesn't die, they'll do damage back, but more often than not, you're playing it so that he does kill the opponent before they can attack back, because he's pretty weak health-wise, and he will die to virtually anything. So basically you want to kill that opponent, and then the next round you're able to move him, maybe kill one more opponent, and then he's killed 2 people, and then they still have to respond to him because he's does 4 damage, so it's not too bad. And then some of the other cards, Card Soldier will duplicate when you move him to a spot, so I don't think it's the best use of moves, because in this deck you only have so many. Like, you got 2 En Passants, 2 Flying Monkeys, in this case 3 Twisters, because Dorothy's passive is Twister as well. But really you want to use those to buff your better characters, and it takes quite a bit to buff him up. And if you get hit with one like Rain of Arrows, then you're just out of luck. So decent little card, can be nice to swap him around, not too super useful in my opinion. Alibaba is just this deck's version of card draw. When he hits the barrier, he draws a card. So I think I prefer that over Scarecrow. Scarecrow's a little bit useless because he's just kind of there, but they're both pretty decent. Cheshire Cat will swap positions with someone, so I really love the look of this card. Specifically, the 3D is super cool. But anyway, he'll swap positions with someone, so I like to do it mostly with Pegasus, because Pegasus, when he gets moved, his attack doubles. Pegasus attack doubles, and Cheshire can then take someone out. So normally they're going to target Pegasus to try to kill him ASAP. Cheshire Cat doubles his attack, like I've said, and then he can probably, trade at least with that card that they play to kill Pegasus. And then Kanga, you want to ideally play her when you have the ability to make some moves that round, because she's pretty weak, but when you move characters around, she buffs them 1-1. Flying Monkey can swap any character from one location to his location, so you can use that either to move your Pegasus over to yourself, move your Bandersnatch over to yourself, or you can use it on the opponent to open up a space to get like a free hit. And then Bandersnatch is just your kind of game ender, straightforward, does a bunch of damage, has trample, so you destroy the character across from you, and then the excess damage hits the generator. And then Twister Toss, we kind of understand, just move a character. Stroke of Midnight, you could use on your characters or the opponent's characters, just get them off the board, put it back in their hand or your hand, and then you get that free lane. En Passant is one of the strongest spells in the game. You use it and it does your allies damage to the opponent across from him, so ideal with Pegasus, because you move him, his attack, I think En Passant goes off first, so whatever his attack was, it will do it, and then his attack will double. So I would make sure, like, if he does 4 damage, make sure the opponent across from him only has 4 health. And then Dorothy also, like I mentioned, has move, and then throughout the game, as things move around, she gets +1/+1. So a unique deck. It took me a while to explain all those things, so sorry about that. But yeah, lots of cool ways to get value out of your movement, and I like it because There's like a lot of mind games involved with moving people around, but I also think there's different ways to play it. It's not super one-dimensional like some of the other decks. Alright, so here's a look at our starting hand. Not too bad. I do like Kanga. En Passant's good to have. But I kind of feel like getting rid of 2 of these guys just because I'll for sure get rid of Twister. I also want to get rid of Hair just because I definitely want to try to get a 2-cost. Didn't get one, but Cheshire at least... I don't know, that's a little bit of a problem with this deck is... You're stuck like this. Do I have to use Cheshire now and like waste the ability to move with him? Because he won't be able to swap with anyone. I guess I can throw King out first. I do have Open Meadow though, that will be nice to just get a bunch of free movement. So it's Enter's play, so he's probably just going to move him over and then get movement out of him. I might actually do something like this. Block Christopher Robin. I think that's a decent value out of my Twister Toss. And I still have quite a bit of ways to move Pegasus around, so it's not like that's my only opportunity. Alright, so yeah, it looks like he moved over there. Unfortunately, he did put one there. It's also a card soldier, so he's probably doing the same thing I'm doing. So you move him over so he can block Christopher Robin, and then he respawns over there. So we got a mirror matchup and mirror thinking going on right now. Fortunately, my card soldier is going to die before it can utilize the move, but so is his. And then I can actually, after this round, swap with the Christopher Robin. That could be good, using Cheshire. Might be able to surprise him in a way doing that. But I also have 4 mana. Get combat orders reversed. Let's see.
I'm everywhere.
So even though Pegasus is affordable and I
bounce.
probably wouldn't take too much damage if I played him, I just think that he's better played late game when you can have a few movement abilities ready for him. Because if I put him out now, I'll have to wait for the next turn to actually use him, and then if I don't wait for the proper reveal timing, he'll end up maybe getting killed by him before I can do anything. For example, if I threw Pegasus out last round and then this round had like En Passant and maybe a Tornado to use on him, I use those, he reveals first, death touches him, whatever, then yeah, I just wasted a bunch of mana for nothing. So that's why ideally I like to hold on to him, especially if I have decent cards to play. Right now, I don't have a ton. I think I'll probably just have to try to get some Christopher Robin damage. So he's either playing this better than me or a little more lucky, but he's definitely got more damage on the board than me and more cards. So we'll have to figure something out. I can play both my 3 costs here. If I had to guess, he's going to play cards here too, so like ideally he plays something that doesn't kill Alibaba here. Okay, that's
Good
perfect.
footwork,
He didn't
mate.
put anything there, so now both of these have move. Both of them are survive, which means when they move next turn, Kanga's going to buff him up a bunch. I am letting him get quite a bit of draw off these Alibabas, but I think the move deck is a lot more about trying to do your own thing and not trading as much, because you mostly need your characters alive. Like some other decks do better trading because you're waiting for late game, but this one not so much. You really want to try to keep your characters alive so you can buff them the turn after. So we'll go ahead and move these guys. Want them to survive, but I also need them to block some of these guys. And since he's closest here to winning, I'll do it there. And then I'll probably... Ooh. I would love to En Passant him and kill that, but the damage does occur before he buffs, so if I move him, he'll only do 2 damage. So I don't want to do that. I can throw another Kanga out, but I don't really want to risk it over there. I actually don't even really want to risk the Pegasus. So I'm gonna put the Pegasus over here because enters play also works with a move, I believe. Okay, so he still didn't play anything over there, so I would have been safe, but oh well.
I'm everywhere.
Now I'm in a good spot because I have 2 Kangas that are alive
footwork, mate.
and quite a bit of movement abilities right now. So every time I move someone, they'll get 2 attack and 2 health, so I can really buff them up quick. But now this is when I do have work to do because he's got quite a bit more on me in terms of damage. Let's see how I want to do this. So I can en passant him here. I might actually just stick with that this turn because I don't think I get a ton more value, but I can at least move this Pegasus. That way I have 2 strong Pegasuses, Pegasi, whichever, I don't actually know, but and then I can use en passant on either of them to do a decent amount of damage. Let's see, hopefully this one doesn't die, but there's a decent chance he does. But he's gonna get double buff, so they're gonna get really strong quick here. And apparently enters play does not count with a move. I thought it would. Because normally it will say is played here. When a character's played here, it'll get move.
I'm everywhere.
Okay. Pegasus won't die here. Okay. So Dorothy might become a problem. I wish one of my Pegasus was a little bit stronger. But they're perfectly strong. I can just Cheshire one of them over. And they'll get super strong. Actually, what I can do is do this. He'll double up. Oh, no. So by doing that, he's going to double his damage, and then I can en passant him onto the Dorothy reveals first. So he's going to move the Dorothy for sure. So I don't want to do that, actually. Cheshire also has the ability to move, so don't really want to waste a move on him. So this is tough. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this, just to be somewhat safe, and then I will do this, and then actually going to probably pull something to Flying Monkey. No, I can't do that. Okay, I'm running out of time. Here we go. Pulled Cheshire over to Flying Monkey. Kind of wish I could do it for my own character, but I only left myself a couple spots in each. So, yeah, one problem with the move deck is there's a lot to kind of go through in your head because you have a lot of options. Like, most other cards are much more limited. It's kind of weird interaction. He's already there, but okay. So that's good because he would have killed my Pegasus, and now my Pegasus will do plenty of damage there. But yeah, like I said, you have so many options with move. You have to guess, and that's like part of where the fun comes in. But there's also moments like that where you just really have to think about how you're doing things. So that's weird. So Flying Monkey did get move. Pegasus didn't when I moved it in, I believe. But
welcome back, friend.
Anyway, Flying Monkey's gonna die here anyway, which actually is fine. Oh, I win. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Well, that was kind of, yeah, that was an example of kind of how to use the move deck. It's a lot of fun when it works out, but that deck specifically, that version of the move deck, is a little weaker at times depending on your draw. More so than other decks, of course. You always deal with draw RNG, but that one specifically feels pretty bad more often than the other ones. Yeah, it's kind of an example of how to play around your cards. Normally I wouldn't suggest double buffing Pegasus, but since I had the 2 Glindas out, or no, the 2 Kangas, sorry. Since I had both of them out, I knew I could afford to buff them up pretty strong without actually spending a lot of my moves or anything. So that's why I kind of went with that. But hopefully you guys learned a little bit. Like I said, it's not the strongest tactic right now, move, but it's a lot of fun and it can be good, and it's good to learn it anyway, because in the future hopefully it gets buffed, or there's, you know, cards that synergize a little better with it and it becomes more viable. But thanks for watching. Unfortunately, that was the last of the deck guides for the demo, so we'll have to wait until some more cards are released, and maybe I'll make my own deck and do a guide on that, or just a deck building guide. But I'm still going to be making some different videos, so look out for those. And then if you have any suggestions, I'm looking to just keep making videos in general, so I'm just thinking of ideas and stuff, so let me know in the comments. But thanks for watching the guides, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.